I want to remind everybody there's a reason why we always hear that saying, children are the future. What's going on, Sterling? We are no longer the group and the demographics that are able to create the ultimate change that everybody is literally talking about. So, now one thing I wanted to touch on. I had a conversation with someone, and the conversation wrapped around how can we do something about literally what's happening right in front of our face. And I really don't like to get political. I don't like talking about the election. I don't like talking about neither one of them, really, because you need to be focused on yourself. You need to be focused on what you're doing, your growth. That's where you need to be focused on. What you can do and exactly what are you doing? That needs to be the focus, right? But one thing I'm going to remind y'all over and over again, if you play defense and all you're playing is defense, you will fail. You have to start playing offense. Like, I wanted to just have a laid back conversation, relationships, the growth, the job, leading into some investments and some real estate. But my mind is in a space where I'm watching people of a certain age group. I'm watching us in our 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s, and we're talking like we are the ones who are going to be able to create the change that everybody wants to see right now. Need y'all to share this, share this, share this, share this with some people. Because I know how I get. Once I start talking and I get in this space, it's like shit start happening. I want to remind everybody there's a reason why we always hear that saying, children are the future. What's going on, Sterling? We are no longer the group and the demographics that are able to create the ultimate change that everybody is literally talking about. Go out and make sure you vote. Go out and make sure you do this. Go out and make sure you create that. No, because during our lifetime, that critical ages are in the 20s and 30s, like them early 30s, the early, like when you're able to start voting, because the population is wide. Once you start getting in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you have a group of people who used to be all around that same age in the 20s, who have passed away, who have moved away, who are mentally not capable, or they're physically not capable to create the change. So when I had this discussion and everybody was so focused on what the change was going to be, oh, we have to create our own businesses. We have to create. I'm going to start with that one first. No, creating your own business, yes, for yourself, but you need to create a business that's self-sufficient, that runs. Anybody who thinks you're going to go out here and open up a business or a store, I want y'all to think about something. Everybody's using Amazon. Storefronts are closing. I was in downtown Brooklyn. Everything literally just stores are closing and gone. But people still have the mindset that they're going to open up a store and all of a sudden things are going to change. Like, that's not how it's going to work. People are like, we need to create our own system and break away from everybody. Break away. We need to have our own music, our own brand, our own this, our own food, our own that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to be a realist. Like, I need y'all to be realistic. I need y'all to be very, very realistic. I need y'all to come down to earth. Let me get some of this stuff off of here. I need y'all to come down to earth with me. And I need y'all to be real. We do not control the major component that requires us to impact on the greater scale, because we're too late now that everybody wants to be, now that we're being more cognizant that we need to have these things. And let me give you examples. I'm going to start with somebody like Shaq. Shaq has basically one of the top selling sneakers in the world that you won't hear about. Why? Because he has partnerships with distribution who knows how to distribute that brand that he has. He has that. So everybody's like, yeah, Kanye, he should, yeah, it's good he broke away from Adidas. It's good he Nike and it's, yeah, all those things are good. All those things are good. But you know what the problem is? We don't own distribution, ladies and gentlemen. We don't. We don't own the trucks. We don't own the infrastructure. We don't own that thing. We need to put our own movies out. Yes, I agree. We could go out there and shoot all the movies we want, but we don't own the distribution to get it in the places for the eyeballs. That's the problem. The distribution has already been taken and purchased many years ago. Many years ago, controlling the distribution. We want to control our own food. Okay, cool. How you going to get it distributed? We want to control, we want to put our own music. Great. Go do that. Kanye recently put out some new music. I'm just using as an example, put out some new music. What happened? It didn't run like it was supposed to. You know why? Because it didn't own the distribution. When YouTube says we don't want to give you streams, shut them down. When Apple say we're not going to stream, shut it down. Spotify, shut it down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Like there's this false sense of power. And I'm really sorry that this conversation has to be, but we have to stop expecting other people to come save us when you have to start saving the people within your four walls, within your house. Start with them. Start having the conversation with them. I watched this show. It was called Balloon Dating, like Pop the Balloon Dating. If anybody has ever seen this show, I mean, just search on YouTube real quick. It's a dating show where when somebody comes out, like let's say it's a group of women and they're lined up and a guy comes out, you pop the balloon if you're not interested. So I stumbled across this show and I swear to God, it broke me down and said, we are done. Like this is the this is the field of how they're looking at dating, but it's a joke, but simultaneously everybody's saying I'm looking for something serious. Like how it goes is the guy come out, as soon as he walk out, let's say it's 10 women, they're start popping, and they ask them before he introduces himself, who he is and what he does, and they go over, why did you pop your balloon? I just didn't like the way he walked. I just didn't like his shirt. But everybody has the same theory of, I want substance. I want to meet somebody. I want to get married. I want to be in a relationship. I want to do this. But they're looking for that 15 minutes of fame. And also the women that were there trying to find someone were under the pressure of not being looked at as a last choice. Like this, how I did an episode with this today. I'm going to talk about it though. How do we expect, where do we see marriage? Where do we see minority marriage, Black marriages, relationships? I looked at the numbers because I said, I want to know the numbers of since the internet and the inception of the internet and social media, what Black marriages were then, where are they now? Numbers scared the hell out of me. Black men were getting married at a rate of 58% before the internet and before social media. Within this year, that number dropped down to 40%. So that's about an 18% decline in marriages. But what really hit me was Black women. They were getting married at a rate of 75%. 75%. That number is down to 48% for Black women. That's a dramatic drop. So I said, how is Black women numbers dropping so dramatically with not getting married, but Black men didn't drop as much? Then it hit me. Because Black men are now marrying a lot more women that are not Black. so the numbers are not being impacted. That was tough. And I'm looking at now. I want y'all to think now. I don't want you to put yourself in the equation of the 30 and the 40s and the 50-year-olds. We're looking at 20s and those early 30s. I want you to look at the inception of social media, television, and what's going on. You have housewives, you have divorce court, you have DNA court, you have basketball wives, you have love and hip hop, you have everything to show, unfortunately, more of how how supposedly Black women are acting. And now this is getting handed down to the younger generations of them. And now watching this show, Pop Balloon Dating, whatever it's called, I'm looking at them being so superficial, but everybody claims they want something. And you know what else stood out to me? They would ask them, what is your name? Where are you from? What do you do? So I'm 25, I'm 23, 29, I'm 31. Nobody had a career. No, I won't say nobody. One or two people had a real job with a real damn career. I'm talking like I'm a model. I do a podcast. I'm a rapper. I do entertainment. Like nobody in that, like none of them had career jobs. But there was one gentleman who came out who had a real job. He said, well, I'm an electrician. And he wasn't proud about it. Then he said, well, I also rap on the side, trying to do my thing. And I'm like, how the hell are y'all making a real job sound like it's a bad thing? How do we get here? How do we get here? But think about this, y'all. That is the generation that we're relying on for change. That's the generation we're relying on for change. Not us, not the 40s, not the 50s, because our numbers have dwindled down. How we need to start implementing more inside the household, the conversation of relationships, valuing job, work. Like you need to have a real sit down. I hate when I go there, but I'm gonna say something. Everybody needs to do a mental wellness check with their spouse. Every single body within the sound of my voice, you need to do a mental wellness check with your spouse, especially if your spouse, he or she, is carrying a major weight of the burden of the household. You need to stop everything and go, how's your week? How are things with the assignments you had going on? Check in with each other. And now on top of that, you need to do a financial wellness check. A financial wellness check. Whether you're a man or a woman, things are going up. Mortgage is going up. Rent is going up. Everything's going up. Are you doubling back to go, I wonder if she's handling everything right. I wonder if he's okay. I wonder, has there been any new bills that popped up? I wonder if there's been any major repairs. I wonder if there's been any major anythings where now the budget we had set, he can't make it anymore. It's not happening. She can't handle it no more. We have to start showing some concern because the numbers are not lying. It's not lying. And we are falling apart at the threads as a group of minority people. When I mean minority, don't just mean in color. I mean in finances, as on the totem pole, meaning a minority of people who makes less than $50,000, $30,000. We are all in this shit together. We are all in this together. But if we're expecting, there comes a certain point where you got to say to yourself, and I'm not going to belabor this, I'm not going to stay on too long. If I'm expecting that next generation to be like the generation of the marchers, the civil rights movements, to go out there and really fight for us like the other generations fought for us, I'm sorry. I'll see you guys on Thursday's call for the community. Anybody wants to join the community, the inner circle, just go to the link should be in the description. I am a millionaire magnet. We have an incredible guest coming in. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I need y'all never forget to always seek knowledge. Peace.